The prologue, from recognition of me is liberation. I am the avatarically self-manifested root emergence of the divine bright spherical self-domain. My divine avataric self-revelation transcends all cosmic appearances. I am the breakthrough of that one who intrinsically transcends all cosmic appearances. I am the direct divine avataric self-revelation and self-incarnation of that which transcends all and all, not merely in the future, not merely in a cause and effect sense, but intrinsically. Reality itself is always already the one and only case. Therefore, it is not necessary, nor is it possible that reality itself be realized in a cause and effect dependent manner, as a result of some chain of happenings or modes of seeking or applications of method. Reality itself is always already self-evident as it is, and reality itself can and indeed must be self-realized by virtue of my perfectly accursal divine avataric self-revelation and my perfectly accursal divine avataric transcendental spiritual self-transmission. Therefore, I must be whole-bodily responsively devotionally recognized. If I am whole-bodily responsively devotionally recognized, then the world is coincidentally recognized as a transparent or merely apparent, non-necessary and intrinsically non-binding modification of reality itself. If I am whole-bodily responsively devotionally recognized, all apparent arising is intrinsically transcended and, most ultimately, intrinsically outshined. The way that I reveal and give is simply the process of intrinsically transcending and perfectly outshining conditionally manifested existence, based on always prior self-realization of the intrinsically egoless, indivisible, non-dual, non-different, non-separate, accursal, transcendental spiritual, and self-evidently divine self-nature, self-condition, and self-state that is reality itself. Therefore, the way that I reveal and give is unique and perfectly free of the conditionally bound and ego-based searches that otherwise characterize the great tradition of humankind. My divine avataric self-revelation is unique, not only in terms of my words about it, but in and of itself. My divine avataric self-emergence here is the consequential and factual breakthrough in cosmic history. Therefore, the ultimate consequence of devotionally recognizing me is most perfect divine self-realization and all outshining divine translation. My divine avataric appearance here is the avataric self-emergence of the divine bright spherical self-domain. Therefore, my divine avataric appearance here is not a cosmic event as such. My divine avataric appearance here is not about the emergence of any kind of karmic new age or preordained yuga. My divine avataric appearance here is about the divine avataric self-emergence intervention of the divine bright spherical self-domain into the apparent sphere of conditionality. In the now and forever hereafter time of my divine avataric appearance here, it is self-evident that only reality itself is the case. Therefore, in the now and forever hereafter time of my divine avataric appearance here, all seeking has become unnecessary. My divine avataric self-revelation is always already prior to and beyond all appearances in time and space, prior to and beyond all conditional applications, all cause and effect seeking, and all conditionally based stages of life. Therefore, in the now and forever hereafter time of my divine avataric appearance here, true, fullest, most perfect devotion recognition of me is realization and renunciation. I am the avatarically self-manifested root emergence of the divine bright spherical self-domain. Therefore, whole bodily recognition responsive devotion to me is participation in the divine bright spherical self-domain. Whole bodily responsive recognition of me is devotion to me, is participation in my divine avataric form and presence and state, is participation in the divine bright spherical self-domain, is divine translation. It is all the same thus. Whole bodily responsive devotion recognition of me is the only by me divinely avatarically revealed and given radical reality way of Adidam Vishiradam. This is a most profound matter. The way that I reveal and give is not an application of methods. Rather, the way that I reveal and give is simply the demonstration that occurs intrinsically and spontaneously if I am whole bodily responsively devotionally recognized. Adidam Vishiradam is not mere or conventional and ego-based devotionalism in relationship to me. Adidam Vishiradam is the intrinsically ego-transcending devotion to me that comes from tacit whole bodily devotional recognition response to me. That whole bodily devotional recognition response becomes Adidam Vishiradam. The constantly and transcendently spiritually by me given process of Adidam Vishiradam is simply an unfolding, an ongoing manifestation of divine translation, an always immediate manifestation of intrinsic outshining, based on profound whole bodily responsive devotional recognition of me, which is itself the self-awakening to intrinsic egolessness. Therefore, the way that I reveal and give is not a karmic revelation. The way that I reveal and give is not a conditional revelation. Rather, the way that I reveal and give is the divine self-revelation avatarically given. The way that I reveal and give is the self-revelation of reality itself, the self-revelation of the divine. Those who devotionally recognize me are divinely translated in that whole bodily responsive recognition alone. Participation in me is translation into the divine bright spherical self-domain. Participation in me has no conditional requirements whatsoever. There is no conditional world, no point of view made domain. There is not any difference. There is the divine bright spherical self-domain. That is all. If I am devotion recognized most profoundly, there is divine translation. All appearances are merely apparent, entirely conditional and ego-dependent. All appearances depend upon accepting that point of view, subordinates, subsumes, and sublates reality itself. The ego I, or point of view, does not subsume and sublate or really negate reality itself. Reality itself always already and intrinsically subsumes, sublates, and perfectly outshines ego I in separate world. This is the divine bright spherical self-domain only. The divine bright spherical self-domain is not a conditional appearance. That which is conditionally appearing as world and body and mind is characteristically misunderstood and never in reality inspected, because it is ignorantly and conventionally assumed to be the fundamental reality. In truth, my divine avataric reality teaching is my self-revelation of my own self-nature, self-conditioned self-state. Therefore, if I am devotionally recognized, the radical reality way of Adidam Vishiradam is revealed. Indeed, the radical reality way of Adidam Vishiradam is found only if I am devotionally recognized, because Adidam Vishiradam is participation in me. Adidam Vishiradam is the process that spontaneously unfolds if I am devotionally recognized. Adidam Vishiradam is not a practice that is engaged merely because someone is moved by me or relates to me as an objective other or as a teacher master in some not yet most profoundly recognized sense. Whole bodily responsive devotional recognition of me is divine translation. There is not anything in between. There is no cause and effect process in between. There is simply whole bodily responsive devotional recognition of me, abiding in that and as that. Whole bodily responsive recognition of me demonstrates itself at last as divine translation, the transcendental spiritual self-awakening of the divine bright spherical self-domain, the intrinsically egoless brightness that is the divine. Real God only. Such is my divine avataric self-revelation. I am that. Therefore, if I am devotionally recognized, the radical reality of Adidam Vishiradam is awakened. If I am not devotionally recognized, there is an enormity of world and ego self to be figured out, and there are always a lot of things yet to seek and do. When I am devotionally recognized, there is not anything to do anymore, because there is no problem, and therefore no basis for seeking. None whatsoever. I am always already divinely translated. I am that. Divine translation is my state. Divine translation is my person. Those who devotionally recognize me will proclaim me because they perfectly know me. It is not merely that they know my teaching word, or that they know me as an ego does when conventionally related to my objectively apparent person. I will be proclaimed by those who are participants in my divine bright spherical self-domain, those who always already exist in divine translation. Whole bodily recognition, responsive devotion to me is the intrinsic transcending of the entire world, not only the transcending of the apparently separate body-mind self, but of the entire world within which the body-mind self is arising. There is no bodily thing to be accomplished. There is no death to be overcome. There is no world to go beyond. There is only the divine bright spherical self-domain. There is only real accausal God. There is only divine translation. There is only me. That is Adidam Vishiradam. That is my divine avataric self-revelation. That is who I am. That is my divine avataric breakthrough here. The divine bright spherical self-domain is all that is. The divine bright spherical self-domain is not a new age in human time. Therefore, I am not merely initiating another yuga cycle. When I am devotionally recognized, this is tacitly self-evident. Therefore, I do not merely proclaim a new age in human time. Rather, I say and proclaim, the divine bright spherical self-domain is the one and only and all that is. There is no time. There is only the perpetual brightness of the divine bright spherical self-domain, without cause or effect, without ego, without object, perfectly sufficient and absolute. The bright is my divine avataric self-revelation. The bright is who I am. The bright is the divine self-domain. The bright is real causal God only. The world is only real God. The perfect understanding is not a characteristic of the world itself. That perfect understanding is not a characteristic of the world itself. That perfect understanding is what outshines the world, intrinsically and always immediately. I am that perfect understanding, divinely avatarically self-incarnate here. I am simply the utterance of the bright. I am the causal self-manifestation of the bright. I am the divine bright spherical self-domain. I am real causal God. I am reality itself. Adidam Rishiradam begins only when I am straightforwardly devotionally recognized in exactly these terms. This is it. This is what must be proclaimed. This is what devotees of mine must live. Adidam Rishiradam, as it truly is the proclamation to all beings of the breakthrough of the divine bright spherical self-domain into the cosmic domain. Therefore, all of the apparent implications of conditionally arising existence are transcended in the perfect awakening of whole bodily recognition responsive devotional communion with me. Da.